What's up, guys? Andrew is here today with another video. Hope you guys are doing well. I want to say much thanks to all my subscribers out there and all of that. Okay? Yeah, so today we're not working on the E90. The E90 now, you know, the last video I said I was going to do the valve stem seal. Yeah, I take it to the shop. Take it to the shop and tell the guy to wash it up and clean it up and all of that for me, because I don't have much space here to do all of that, you know what I mean? And I don't want to get the place messy and all of that. Okay, so I take it to the shop. The guy tell me he can do the valve stem seal for me for cheap and all of that. So I said, okay, go ahead and deal with it, okay? But he's taking forever. But anyway, that's what I'm saying about the E90, okay? So today we're going to be working on this Honda Odyssey again. And I'm going to be changing I'm going to change one of the rotor. And one of them is messed up. I'm going to change one of the rotor and I'm going to change the brake pads on the front, okay? I'm going to change the brake pad on the front, so stay tuned for that, alright? Yep. Okay, now we have the tire off. We're going to go ahead and remove the caliper bolts and stuff. Yeah, because we're going to remove this rotor because this one is no good. You can see those crying it. Yeah, it messed up. And we're going to change the brake pad. We're going to bleed the brake and all of that same times. So I'm going to show you how to bleed the brake and all of that. Well, the tool I'm going to need to do this job, we're going to need a ratchet angle. We're going to need a 14 socket to pull these two bolts right over here, the brake caliper. Then we're going to need a 17 socket also, 17, to pull the other two bolts around here. That hold everything in place. Then we're going to need a 10 spanner. We're going to use this part and lock on the bleeding screw to bleed the brake right over here. You can use a little short extension if you want, but you don't have to. And we're going to use a screwdriver, star point, to take these bolts out to remove the caliper. Okay? To remove the rotor, sorry. Okay? We're going to remove these two bolts with a star point screwdriver. Alright? So, that's it. That's all the tool you're going to need, alright? So, let's get started. Okay, so I already take off the brake caliper, see it right here. I tie it up here so you can take the pressure off of the hose, because we don't want to break this hose, you know what I mean? The brake line hose, okay? You're going to need one of these things to press the cylinder, to press it in, you know what I mean? So the new disc pad them can fit. You know, you're just going to set it on there and just turn it and press in the cylinder. You know what I mean? The cylinder is right there. I already pressed that one, you see that? So it's ready for the brake pads. Okay. So now I'm just removing this thing right here, this bracket here, so I can take the rotor off, you know what I mean? Yeah. Need to start work with my drill so I can go faster. Okay, so now this is off. Okay, so we're ready now to remove the rotor. Just gonna do like this. Screwdriver and take out those two screws right there. Okay. That's it. That's it. The brake rotor is off. So now I'm going to get the other one ready. And yeah, that's it. So it's the same process, you know what I mean, but I'm still gonna show you guys how to redo it and stuff. Okay, so now we bolt up at the bracket. Yeah. So we already put in all of the new pins them and stuff, you know what I mean? So we just bolt up this bracket right here to get ready to put on back the caliper. So we can use a breaker bar like this to join your bolt them tighter, you know what I mean? Okay, that's good enough. Alright. Get ready now to put this caliper back on. So here you go now. Do something like this. Okay. So we're gonna catch the bottom bolt first. We're gonna catch the bottom bolt down here, and then we start putting the brake pads. Okay, so now we're gonna install the pads. I use these pad brake door locks. Yeah, I use these one. You can get them at any auto store. You can get them at O'Reilly's AutoZone. I get mine at AutoZone, you know what I mean? Yeah. These one you don't get as much dust on your rims and all of that, you know what I mean? So I like to use these one. Okay? Alright, so next step we're gonna use some grease on the pad. Yeah, we're gonna grease this part. Put a little bit of grease right here, put some down here, and slide it in. You know what I mean? Yeah, so we get this grease and we put some on here. You know what I mean? Grease this place. Grease the back of the pad. Yeah, you don't really need a lot, you know what I mean? Just a little bit. You can put some on the pin also. Yeah. So then we go ahead and I'm gonna slide this in right now. Okay, that's it. Alright. So now we're gonna put the brake caliper on. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do something like this. The bolts. These are the bolts. Catch them back. Then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pump up the brake and get the all the pads, the caliper, the piston work out back on the caliper and the pads and stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and pump up the brake after. So let's tighten up these things right here. Alright. So let's go and pump up this brake now and then we can get ready to bleed it and stuff. Okay. So I go ahead and pump up the brake. So all of this is kind of closed up and tight right now. Yeah, it's ready to bleed. So let's show you what's going on right now. I'm gonna put some brake fluid in this. It's me alone working, so I'm gonna bleed this by myself. We're gonna pour some brake fluid down in this bottle right here. Yeah, I think that's good enough. Then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put this hose down in there. I put a tie strap here. I don't know if you can see that, yeah. Tie strap so it doesn't slide off. And I put some glue right here so it doesn't move. Punch a little small hole right there so it can breathe a little bit. You know what I mean? Go ahead and cut this up. We're going to put it on the bleeder screw. But before we put that on the bleeder screw, we're going to go ahead, put this 10 spanner over the bleeder screw on this side so we can crack it, you know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to install this hose over the bleeder screw. Okay, so whenever time we pump the brake, the fluid can just go down in this bottle and we can resuck some fresh fluid. And you can see the ear in this hose right here. You can see the ear. So whenever time you're not seeing any ear in it, then you can go ahead and close it up and remove the hose from the bleeder screw. Okay, so let's go. To push it on real hard. I think this hose is like, the size is like 3/16 somewhere there. It's been a while now I bought it, so I don't even fully remember, but I think it's like 3/16 the size. You can get it at like O'Reilly's. Yeah. Okay. So now I crack that bleeder screw. The fluid is coming through. So I'm going to go in the van and pump the brake and all of that. Yep. Okay, so I'm going to bring you guys close and show you what's really going on. So you see it? The hose sit right over the bleeding screw. You see that? So you just have your spanner you use and crack it. You know what I mean? You see it? I don't know if you can see that bubble right there. That's air. So what I'm going to do now, take this cap off, the brake fluid, and make sure you have it top all the way up. You don't want to get that run out of fluid, okay? Because you're going to have to start the whole process all over. You're going to have to bleed that if you make it run out of fluid. And that's a lot of work. Okay, by right, you should start bleed the further wheel. Okay, like the back one all the way to the right, that's the wheel I should start bleed before I start this one. But I don't have the time and I don't have much space to do that right now, and it's getting dark outside and it's crazy. So I'm just gonna see if this is gonna work. If it works, I just leave it like that. If not, tomorrow I start on the back wheel first, like the wheel on the right, the furthest wheel from this, the furthest wheel from this, you know what I mean? This is the closest one, so the back right one would be the furthest one, you know what I mean? Yeah, brake cylinder, yeah, you want to make sure the furthest one.